Today I'm doing my 1 month 1 palette for October. I am a little late on this one again, though not as late as I was for last month's. I did film a get ready with me for these two palettes that I have, and I didn't like it enough to even put it out there, I guess. Because I've had that happen before where I didn't like the get ready with me that much for the palette, but I liked it okay enough to go ahead and still put it out there. This one was just a disaster, and that kind of leads me into what I think about the palettes that I picked. And I'm sorry, I actually did not forget about comments this time, but YouTube wasn't letting me reply to comments. It didn't matter which video it was, which comment it was, I always got an error when replying. So I didn't forget this time, every time I tried I'd get an error and it wouldn't let me reply at all. So I am sorry about that, and I will try to be better in the future with comments. Hopefully it won't be technical issues that will stop me, and I will remember to do it. So yeah, the palettes that I had were the Kat Von D True Romance palette in Angelus. That is this one right here. And it looks like this. And I don't think this one actually says when it was put out. Yeah, it doesn't have a copyright date on it that suggests when it was actually made. I don't really remember. But I do remember that these were not as good quality as the current Kat Von D eyeshadow palettes, and in fact it took me a long time before I actually got another one because I wasn't totally impressed with this when I got it. It's not bad, but it's definitely not the quality that they are now. And my other palette was this MAC Quad in Call Me Bubbles, and this is actually one of my favorite MAC quads that I have, so I do know that I do like this, and when I used this on its own, I really enjoyed it. I did not enjoy it so much when I paired it with this. I mean, you can see that the colors in here and these colors right here are all very similar, and then these blue-green ones right here. Now, to me, at least in the viewfinder, I'm not sure how it'll come out on the actual video, these look more green-blue than blue-green, except with the exception of this one right here, which does look more blue-gray than these look blue-green. So I thought they would not be that bad. I don't like blue on myself. I don't think it looks good. And other than the occasional putting blue under my lash line right here, I generally don't wear blue on my eyes. But I do like green, and the more green that a teal is, the easier it is for me to wear. So I thought these would be great. They're not. I don't like it at all. I don't like it on my eyes at all. They turned out way more blue than I thought they would. And I, for the life of me, could not get these colors and these colors to work together. I just couldn't. I could not get those colors to look good together. I mean, I'm sure they do for some people because they're in a palette together. And I've seen other palettes with those more orangey shades that also have like a green or a turquoise or a teal or whatever color in it. So I'm sure they work together. I just, for the life of me, could not get it to work at all. So for that reason, I think I'm just going to toss this. It's way too old, I think, now to give it to somebody else. I've had it for quite a number of years. I wouldn't feel comfortable necessarily giving it to someone, but I think I'm going to just get rid of this. Because the shades that I do like in here, these ones right here, I have in quite a number of other palettes. So, yeah, and then this cream one I didn't even look at. Because I remember it being terrible when I got it, and it's now old and cream. So I wasn't even going to try it. But yeah, I think I'm just going to get rid of this one now. I could not for the life of me get this to work for me. The Get Ready With Me was bad enough that I didn't want to put it out there. And I've done some pretty bad Get Ready With Me's. So yeah, I'm not excited about this one. So I'm going to get rid of it. I'm obviously going to keep my MAC one. I really do like this one. And I had actually forgotten about it. I forget about my quads a lot, like the smaller palettes, duos, trios, stuff like that. I forget about those because when I think palette, I think of much larger palettes. So I had actually forgotten how much I like this, but I do really like this. So for the palettes that I'm picking for this month, I mean, to be honest, I've been very lethargic lately. I haven't really wanted to do anything, and I actually had a lot of trouble even wanting to do the colors on those eyeshadows. So I'm going to be boring this time. I know that over the next month or so, I'm not going to want to mess with color. I'm just not going to. So I picked 2 neutral palettes just because I will use these. I'll use a couple shadows from these to try to get something on and not look sick or dead or tired or whatever. So the first one that I'm picking is the MAC Rocky Horror Picture Show palette and Riff Raff. And to be honest, the reason that I bought this in the first place was because it was Rocky Horror Picture Show. I love the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I did see the new one, which was okay. I just still think they shouldn't have remade it. But besides the point, this is the palette, and this looks way more blue right here than it does in person. Like, it looks much brighter here. However, still blue, so I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with that. This is a little bit different than the neutrals that I normally go for, which are more browns and stuff like that. This is a little bit more gray, black, stuff like that. Everything kind of has a grayish tint, even these two right here. And as you can see, it looks almost untouched. I think I just swatched it and that was it. So I want to try to work on this because, yeah, I only bought it for the packaging. I didn't particularly love the colors inside, but I need to get some use out of it. And then the next palette is actually very similar in tone, but it does have some more colors that I do tend to use more often. And that is this Sleek Makeup Nude Collection in Au Naturel. Right here. And this one's pretty old too. I remember having to order this on eBay. It was many years ago. I don't think you can find Sleek in the US still, but I don't know that it's as difficult to get as it was at the time. Maybe it still is. But I had to order this on eBay, and it looks like this. So it's just pretty basic neutrals. It's got some of the same, it's got the kind of burgundy one. It's got a few of the more gray toned colors. It's got another kind of olivey brown color right there that sometimes I can do and sometimes I cannot do. So it just depends. I don't know. So yeah, this one and the Rocky Horror Picture Show are the ones that I'm going to be using for this next month, just because feeling kind of makeup lazy, feeling a little uninspired with makeup lately. So I figured neutrals would probably be my best bet if I actually wanted to try to use the palettes instead of just having them sit there. I actually thought about picking the peanut butter palette from Too Faced, the peanut butter and jelly palette, because I got that more recently and I haven't really used it, but it was actually more shimmery and bright than I wanted. I really wanted just like the matte neutral kind of thing this month. So yeah, that is what I'm going for. I might try to refilm a Get Ready With Me with that Kat Von D one before I get rid of it. I don't know. The Get Ready With Me's anyway take a while to edit, more so than something like this. And they're probably one of the least watched things that I do, so I don't know that I'm going to go back to that. And depending on how I feel, I might do one with this or that, or the Rocky Horror one. I don't really know right now. But yeah, that's everything for this 1 month 1 palette video. If you haven't checked out my previous video, it will be linked to the side, and my Project Pan playlist is also linked to the side, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.